Mm, 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 mm. That's so good. Oh, yes, we are. Yes, we are. What is good, everybody? Thank you yet again for tuning into the channel. I'm your boy Zaya back again. And of course, social media platforms are represented on the screen, so be sure to follow me on any one of those. Stash Bundles was good, homie. Appreciate you for coming through, man. Lou Diddy, JM23. Oh, man. What a day. What a day, right? Obviously, you see what we're talking about. Okay. Is everyone familiar with this? Hopefully, everyone's familiar with this. I just want to make a clear statement right now that I am drinking. I'm fancy. I got my Paps in a bottle. I'm feeling fancy tonight. Okay. J Fam in the building was good, man. Yo, Stash. Okay, so I assumed that there was a bunch of kids that got in this jam right here. But I'm kind of confused on why there's only 5 there. Obviously, that's the part of the title that should alert you guys that that's the confusing part, and hopefully we can chop it up real quick, man. I'm not thinking this is anything crazy, but there's some things that I'm confused on. I would love to get you guys' opinion. So just stay there with me, okay? www.easethecrave.bigcartel.com is the merch site to get all your Ease the Crave merch. I just have to say that. We got to pay bills over here. I appreciate all of you, though. You see the 5 guys, right? So there's a 6th guy that's missing from there. And then there's 2 other guys that are completely missing out of all this, okay? Today, there, I guess, was a conviction. Charged with first-degree murder, right? They're convicted. This is in the Justice for Junior case. When did we catch this? I don't know if Jules is watching. If Jules is watching, you know this probably better than I do. But I remember us being chilling. You got to place yourself. Where did this happen? You know what I'm saying? When this happened, where were you? And for some odd reason, I remember where I was at, man. We was chilling. I believe we was grilling, just drinking, bullshitting. And then it was like it was all over social media. Everywhere you looked. Every Instagram page, everybody was talking about it. Mainly because of just the graphicness of it, I guess. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot to take in. I feel like social media really took off with it, though. You know what I'm saying? The damn news didn't have any info. And you could easily say, oh, no, I seen it on social media. I already know what's going on. This was definitely one of the first times that I seen a story that just, if you wanted your information, you was going to social media. You were not turning on the fucking TV because the TV didn't know what the fuck was going on down there in the Bronx. A lot of footage starts surfacing. One of the footages that I feel like gets left out, and I don't really see it, excuse me, I don't really see it used as often, is there was footage from someone that lived in the building directly underneath, well, not directly underneath, but the store where Junior got pulled out of. There was someone that lived in the building on top of that, and they recorded like downward, and they caught all of them going in and pulling him out. Yo, it's crazy. Like that was insane to see so many different angles of all this footage. You know what I'm saying? Like, because the store had cameras, motherfuckers was recording outside. It just so happened someone recorded him laying there with the fucking hole in his neck by the hospital. You know what I'm saying? If it was like everyone was recording, and you know what? I always say it, man. If you're with me and something's going down and you can't do nothing, the best you could do is record, man. You know what I mean? It may sound crazy. It's kind of weird. You know what I'm saying? I think in this instance, Junior doesn't leave behind like kids. I guess when I look to the Nipsey Hussle thing, like he has kids that are gonna see that forever. Now in Junior's case, he was too young to have kids. So the person that's gonna see it is his mom. And I much rather, it sounds fucked up. Hopefully you guys don't think wrong of me, but you know, I think his mom can deal with that a lot better than probably his kids would have. You know, his kids got a long life to live of just looking at this. So all the footage everywhere. Just tons of it. Everywhere you look, there's footage of it. And I was just like, damn, this is crazy. I remember thinking from the first time I seen it, I was like, whoever did that crime is so fucked. You know? Did they not know? Obviously, they wouldn't have known the lady that was living upstairs, right? Who knows that? That's just someone that's hearing the commotion, looking outside and grabbing their camera. But Rich, what's good, man? Ellis in the building was popping. Listen, let me tell you something, Zamora. And when you seen it on WorldStar, that shit had already been everywhere. By the time WorldStar grabbed it and put it up, that shit was everywhere. I remember we must have been at least we weren't more than maybe 2 hours from when it happened. If it happened on a certain day and you saw it the next day, then you were late. Because we saw the shit almost an hour after it happened. Because motherfuckers was already posting the footage. You know what I'm saying? That's what everybody does. Everybody kind of records and then posts it somewhere. And if it's something that's good enough, people are going to grab it and start sharing it. And then next thing you know, it's everywhere. I remember seeing footage, little pieces here and there. Those kids are fucked when they get caught. That shit is so brutal, the way they did Junior in like that, man. Listen. Shout outs to Ellis, man. I don't know if you drink, bro. If you drink, bro, and there's beer in the fridge, go grab a beer, man. Kick your feet up. Everyone that's saying, hey, do this for me. I don't know if you live with people. Say, everyone, time the fuck out. Let's take a break. All right? You're alive, bro. Just put it that way. So don't stress too much. You're alive. So I remember seeing footage and just being like, yo, these kids are so fucking done. And I'm going to be honest, man. Time has passed by and I may not have kept up with the case like that. But this entire time, I'm just like, yo, there's so much footage that open shut, right? That's it. Open shut case. There's fucking video footage, bro. Only one of them dudes wore a mask or wore some sort of t-shirt over his face. And you were fucked, bro, because everyone else, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I don't know if this is related, but whenever I go to the nail salon, I always say, how do you feel comfortable sitting across a woman getting your nails done? She's got on a mask and you don't. Most women will say, oh, but she's in there all day long. Still got a mask on. The fumes are still in here. You know what I'm saying? I was like, yo, these kids are fucking done, bro. How do you have a mask on, but everyone that you're committing a crime with doesn't have a mask on? What the fuck? Bro, take your fucking mask off. Either that or you have to tell all them other dudes, put masks on. That it make no sense. Footage everywhere. Their faces are everywhere. I think relatively by maybe the very next night, they was already kind of starting to show pictures and shit. This couldn't have taken more than 2 nights before they already had pictures of who they were looking for. If I'm remembering this correctly. So now we're watching the footage. There's the most important footage of it all and I don't want to broadcast it on here. I've been having a little bit of trouble with YouTube algorithms, and I'm trying to test little things. So I'm trying to not post any like moving footage of someone else's video. Obviously, what have we talked about in all this? Whether it's drama with other YouTubers, whether you can't just be jacking other footage and using it. You will get flagged quickly, especially with the new algorithm. So I don't want to play the actual footage, but for the people that remember this, obviously you're in here listening to me because you remember this. The footage of them going into the store, you remember that footage? It was it was a real dark-skinned dude and then another light-skinned dude. They go in first and then eventually end up being the ones that are actually, well, actually, hold on. Let me backtrack. I don't want to fuck this up. Two dudes go in, the dark-skinned dude and a light-skinned Spanish dude. The dark-skinned dude is Hispanic, okay? I don't need Jersey running off with this, talking about I'm racist. Listen, the dark-skinned dude was Dominican, bruh. We just as black as y'all sometimes. He goes in with the light-skinned Dominican dude. They eventually are the ones that pull Junior out. Well, the light-skinned dude at least. The dark-skinned dude, it's always been a mystery to me who the dark-skinned dude was, because he walks in, he walks out, and then he's not part of any of the footage. After that, every piece of footage that you see that has suspects in it does not have him in it. This is something that me and Jules have thrown back and forth the entire time that this has been happening. I think this case took what? Maybe like a year? No more than a year and a half than from when he got killed. And I don't know exact dates. I'm not an exact date person. I don't want to sit up here and act like I'm reporting the, nah. I just want to have a discussion. I remember the dark-skinned Dominican dude always telling Jules, like, yo, you don't remember that fucking dude? He walked in. How is he not part of this case? You don't see him nowhere, nothing. All the people they arrested, they never said they arrested him. That individual is Michael Sosa Reyes. That's the first dark-skinned Dominican dude that's in the door. He used an excuse when he got in the door. He said something about that Junior had done something to his grandmother. My whole thing, Jules can contest to this. I've always told Jules, yo, what if Junior's running down the block? He's frantic. He's got motherfuckers chasing him, man. He's frantic. And he just so happened to like push past someone. And it turns out to be maybe like an old lady. Maybe that's why that dude, went in there. Maybe, I always saw Junior was having bad luck on both sides. He had a gang running after him, and then he had this one individual that was talking about, yo, he did something to my grandmother. And I've always said it must have been Junior running, bro. Maybe he pushed the grandmother or something like that, and the dude saw it and took off running after him. So he's coming into the store as the gang's coming into the store. Let me tell you something. No offense. The shirt that he had on that day was damn near a belly shirt, bro. That shit was so tight, bro. Like, I don't know how many times he washed that motherfucker. That shit was tight as a motherfucker. Like, and yo, he was damn near showing belly, bro. Shit was wild. So I always thought the grandmother thing was kind of weird because, again, like I said, I never seen him arrested. So I was just like, yo, I kind of always played out. And as of recently, I've come to learn, because now the case is starting to kind of move along. We're starting to see what's going on. That first dude, bro, he's the one. He's the key to it all. Okay? He's the one that came forward first. As crazy as it sounds. So the story that I've heard is that as soon as that happened, he's in the store. He's looking down at Junior. Supposedly, Junior reminded him of someone. He didn't say who it reminded him of, though. I wish they would release that footage, that information. Like, who did it remind him of? Apparently, Junior and his sister had met him at a party earlier or something like that. But I guess I'm thinking that at that point in time, this is karma. Jersey, Pay attention. This is karma. This is how karma works. Sometimes it gets you after the fact. Sometimes it gets you right before you fuck up. In that point, if he would have been pulling the kid out, then he might have gotten in the same type of trouble that everyone else did. You just don't know. We know how it ended now, but back then, imagine, had he done something, he might have gotten in more trouble than what he got. So eventually what happened is he walks out. You know what I mean? And you can see it in the footage. He ends up like kind of just talking to the owner. And then after that, he could just kind of walks out. And the last footage is of him walking out the store. He eventually, I guess, is waiting across the street or something like that. And then I don't know if maybe he had an epiphany. I don't know. At the end of the day, bro, like you're part of like probably one of the most heinous crimes on like American soil, bro. Now I know that there's other things that are worse than this, but when I look at the age, when I look at the brutality of it, when I look at how it took place just in the middle of the street, and I know, listen, people get shot every day, people get stabbed every day. I'm sure there's worser things, but let me tell you something. As of right now, that footage to me is just, and how it just was all over social media, bro. It was just like social media just ate it up and just put it out there for everyone to see. Because that I don't even think police had the fucking footage before the fucking internet had the footage, bro. Like police didn't know what the fuck was going on. Listen, what a time to be alive for a police officer. And I know police officers get a bad rap, but let me tell you something. It's got to be like really easy now to solve cases. You really only have to get motherfuckers social media. And you'd be surprised how much information you can get from one person's social media. You get their social media. You can kind of already tell little bits and pieces of their life. So if they committed a crime, it's easy to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? Rich, unfortunately, I'm looking back and no, Jersey is still alive and floating. I just ran into him. Well, I didn't run into him. I went over to, he's gaming over there on his channel. It's kind of fucking weird too, bro. So I go over there and I see that he's live. So you know me, I wanna come see the guy, see how he's doing, see if he's okay, see if he took his medication. And he's over there gaming on his channel and you can't hear anything. You can't hear anything on the channel, bro. You can only hear him. You can't even hear him. And it was kind of like people talking in the comments at first, and then there was nothing. And then at some point in time, I think it was just me and Jersey. And Jersey wasn't saying nothing. And like I said, you can't hear nothing in there. You can only hear the whistle of the ref. How weird is that? I felt like it was almost like an episode of The Twilight Zone. I had to get the fuck out of there. So he's alive and well, man. Believe me. He's over there gaming. Hopefully he's changed his fucking Depends, though. I don't want him leaking on the furniture, you know what I'm saying? Retro, what's good, man? Yo, Retro, salutes to you, brother. I was caught in a lot of stuff today. I think I was supposed to hit you back, but salutes to you, brother. I'm gonna get to you, man. J-Fan was popping. They confused him with some other dude. Ooh, perfect. Let's take a swig. I just want to reiterate that I took a bathroom break before I started this live. I just want to update everybody. I don't want Jersey to now try to take my own and turn it on me. I just took a bathroom break before I got on camera. Yo, J-Fam, they confused him with some other dude. So, am I bugging or have they totally like went around this narrative? Because in the beginning, the narrative was out there. For the people that don't remember, there was a bit of information that was going around. So now, one of these guys that got convicted, he has a cousin that supposedly, the cousin had a boyfriend, and somehow the boyfriend convinced the girl cousin of one of these guys, convinced the girl cousin to fuck his mans on, and he was filming it. Now, the craziest part of this all is that originally when this happened, Junior's mom was on TV talking about, look, they confused my son for someone else. They're supposed to be looking for this kid. And then that kind of started spiraling And then for some way it kind of fizzled out. Meanwhile, I feel like there's a picture that's getting lost, and I've tried to look for it and I can't find it, and I'm kind of mad at myself because back then it was readily available. But there was a picture of the dude that convinced the chick to fuck with with his mans, and he's in a conversation with someone, and he said that he had left New York because they were looking for him and they killed the junior kid and they were supposed to kill him, bruh. That is fucking crazy. How does no one not remember this? Does no one not remember this story, bruh? Okay? This now what I'm hearing is that, oh, they thought that Junior was part of a rival set. Maybe the other kid that convinced the girl to do the gangbang was part of a rival set, maybe? And that's why they're kind of, going with that angle. But, bruh, the original story that everyone knew back then when it first occurred was that Junior got confused, bruh. There was another kid that was fucking with the cousin of one of the dudes that got convicted. And he convinced Shorty to fuck his man. And he's recording it, putting it on social media. His man is banging out his girl that just so happens to be the cousin of one of these dudes. Matter of fact, there was footage of people going to the girl's crib and like knocking on her door. I remember when this footage was out. This shit was crazy. Again, this shit like spiraled out of control on social media. Like social media had all the info. The fucking TV could not broadcast anything. They would be like, oh, Justice for Junior, this, that, and the third. And they'd be like, yo, for real? We knew that like 3 days ago. Okay, Ellis, listen. We're going to give Jersey the benefit of the doubt. I thought it was some weird shit. I went in there. I was like, what the fuck? And I left some comments and shit. You know me. I was trolling a little bit. I'm over there bugging him and shit. He probably trying to get his fucking game on. He see my name pop up. He like, God damn it. This motherfucker again. Sorry, Jers. Jers, if I was bothering you while you was playing games, man, my fault, man. Let me see. Okay. So, yeah, man. So, I just remember this case being fucking wild crazy because it was just an instance in which, like, yo, there's just so much social media presence about it. That it's like these guys are done, bro. They're done. Once they find them, they're fucking done. You know what I mean? It's an open shut case. It doesn't matter. They're going to jail, all that shit. And, the justice system doesn't work that way, man. You've got to prove as much footage as you saw. I'm sure even if they didn't know about the whole story with the fucking girl, that's fine. But you thought that with all that footage, it was over for them boys. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're done. Their whole faces is on that shit. It's on the cameras. You could tell who's who. The story of the girl got out. That's how they located the fucking, or so I thought that's how they located, homie right there, the top joint. Top all the way to the right. I think if we're proportioned right on this fucking thing. But the dude with the fro on the top, it's his cousin. You know what I'm saying? And I remember this being the story. And then somehow, some way, the narrative changed. And now it's like, oh, they thought Junior was a gang member. And it's like, no, you didn't. You thought Junior was the kid that was on the video allowing his man to bang out his girl. And even then, they didn't really look that much alike. Slight resemblance, but ultimate fail. You guys went out and killed the wrong guy. Brutally. So brutally that if you go to jail, they're going to put you under the jail. They're going to put you under the fucking jail. As bad as you did that one. Sad. Like I said, man, I thought that it would be an open shut case. I thought it's a done deal. They already kind of know, like, they got all the faces. There should be no reason why it's not open and shut. it's situations like this that I'd be like, yo, like, this is the part of the justice system that has me confused. Because it's just like, yo, if you kind of already know, you know, and you see on camera that someone got killed, then it's done, right? Open shut case. You've seen it. Like, the kids is on camera. They killed him. But in the justice system here, you got to prove that. You gotta, I guess you gotta prove motive and shit like that. Shout out to Stash Bundles with the donation, man. Being from NYC, we know we supposed to mind our business in situations that don't concern you. What would y'all have done if you walked in on that? All right. In what way, though? You know what I'm saying? I know that at some point in time, they were showing footage of people that walked by the store. Now, to those people's defense, when they walked by the store, it hadn't happened yet. You know what I'm saying? The people were inside. Eventually, when they pass is when they start pulling Junior out. So you have to assume that those people that walk by, which were employees of the hospital, they look back, they hear what's going on. Stash, not to put you on the spot though, what would you have done? You know what I'm saying? Who do you think could have done something different in all this? And that's the key, man. Who in all this could have done something different to maybe alter how this would have played out? You know what I'm saying? Let's let that marinate. So let's double back again. Like I said, remember the first dude that walked in, okay? Michael Sosa. What a name, Reyes. He goes in, he looks at Junior. Junior's hiding behind the counter. He looks at Junior, and supposedly it reminds him of somebody. Of who? We don't know. It reminds him of somebody, okay? The Holy Ghost hits him, and he walks out. So what happened was that very night, bruh. So he waits outside. I think everything happens. He sees them attacking Junior. Now, this is something that I may have caught on someone else's podcast, and I don't know if their information is credible all the way to the source. So I want to say that beforehand. But supposedly, Sosa, first dude that went in, the dark-skinned guy, he knew that it was the wrong kid. I heard that. Okay? Could I be wrong? Possibly. So we'll say allegedly. He knew that it was the wrong kid. So he walks outside. He's in a jumble. He's trying to figure out what to do. It's too late. They've already pulled the kid out. They've pulled Junior out. Right there. They're going in, bro. You saw it, bro. That shit was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm here. You guys got to understand, like, I'm here living. You know what I'm saying? That young man is younger than me. Like, he's a young man. He's way younger than me. Why life decided to just put him in that path? And he was the wrong guy. You know, and I don't want to go too much off. I'm going to go really off and then I'm going to bring it back. This is why I'm not a religious person. Okay, I went all the way out, but I'm coming back in because I don't want to have the discussion of religion. I respect everyone that has their own religion. Whatever you believe in, salutes. You know, to me, sometimes this shit don't make sense. How the fuck does the wrong guy get killed? In that fashion, internet takes it over. The footage is out for everyone to see. It gets replayed forever. You know what I'm saying? You got fucking 5 bodies right there in front of you about to do some major fucking time, bro. Oh, your life is over. Imagine this could have happened to any one of us. If you're in this live stream right now, hopefully the cops are not after you. But if you're in this live stream right now, I would think that, you know, you're alive. You're not wanted by police. You're in here chilling, just chopping it up. Guess what? Life could have decided that you could have been one of those guys that's going away forever. Life could have decided that you could have been Junior. Be happy that it didn't. Shout out to the homie Stash Bundles for the donation. I ain't gonna lie. If it ain't fam or friends or an elderly person, I ain't getting involved. Bundles, let me tell you something. It's a very, very good thought process to have. Okay? I've seen situations where a motherfucker is beating beating a bitch. He is beating this bitch down. And someone has gotten involved only to find the bitch on his back while the man that's been beating on the bitch is throwing punches from the front. You try to fucking help a bitch and you end up getting jumped. And that's a fact, man. So salute to you, Stash. Listen, mind your motherfucking business, bruh. Fam or friends, that's it. And let me tell you something, friends, I'm not even 100% on that. You know what I'm saying? Like, even that you have to give it really, you have to be really cautious with the friend thing. You know what I'm saying? We've got to know each other. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to let you get killed, but I'm not going to put myself in the position to get killed. You know what I'm saying? That I only hold for the highest. Seattle Steve being one of those. Salutes to you, brother. Hopefully you had a good day. Seattle Steve in the house. I don't know, man. You know, it's sucky. But listen, Sosa, that night while that's happening, he ends up booking a fucking plane ticket to DR. Papa, it's not time to go on vacation. ¿Qué te pasa? He decides to go to DR to consult with his mom, who lives in DR. You know, obviously he's had some sort of internal thing happen to him to where he feels like he has to confess what he did. His mother, you know, there's only two ways that this can go. Either your mother tells you, papi, that's it. Just come to DR, stay here, and that's it. You move forward. Or she tells you, no, take your ass back there and suffer the consequence. And this mother apparently told her son, take your ass back there and suffer this consequence. And shit, he listened. You know, his mom told him and he listened. Okay, now I'm not going to try to sit up here and try to make it seem like that's anything good, because at the end of the day, bruh, you know, you might have been able to stop it, you know? Think about it. Let's just entertain the thought process that you knew it was the wrong kid. Okay? Let me tell you something with me. I've never been part of a gang. Why? Because that's too risky, bro. Like, getting caught with other motherfuckers is just too risky, bro. I don't know where your mind frame is at. You know what I mean? I may be strong. I may be able to clamp down and hold it out to the end. You may not. And the thing is that, can I really be mad? I can't hold you to the same standards as myself. You know, you may be a jaw flapper. You know what I mean? This is where, you know, we can look at another case. Again, I'm going way out, but I'm going to bring it back in. This is why me and Jersey don't see eye to eye, bro. Why? Because a little bit of pressure and your ass started tattletaling, bro. Okay? But that's you. You know, that's maybe how you've come up. And I can't hold you to the same standards as myself. We'll bring it back in. So Sosa goes out, sees his mom. Mom told him, you better take your ass. Allegedly. I'm not quoting him. You better take your ass back to New York. You got me fucked up if you think you're about to bring this heat over here to this house in DR. Take your ass back. And apparently he comes back the very next day. This motherfucker took a trip. You know what I mean? He just watched. That's crazy to know, you know what I mean? The different mindsets and all this as it's happening. Again, this could have happened to any one of us. It didn't. We're here. This could have happened to any one of us. So Sosa's part, you know, literally the crime happens. He gets home. He books a ticket immediately. Leaves DR. And eventually comes back the very next day. His mom called the police and told them, hey, my son's on his way. He's going to let you know what's going on. And again, the term snitching, I don't know, man. You know, of course, yeah, he gave up the goods. Yeah, he definitely gave up the goods. But at this point, did he really need to give up anything? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's all over social media. You can kind of get an idea. Let me tell you something. Sosa didn't really have to do anything. He could have really stayed his ass in DR, and these motherfuckers would have got caught, bro. all these motherfuckers would have got caught. And what would have happened was the footage would have showed Sosa walking in the store, and obviously he would have been on the run. They would have been looking for him. But all these kids would be exactly where they're at today, even if Sosa didn't come back and say, hey, this is what happened. Apparently that's what he did. He came back. He said that that's what happened. Again, they've been saying that Junior was, I guess they thought he was a gang member of a different set, and that's why they attacked him. But again, like I said, man, that narrative has been changed heavily since it originally happened. Again, Junior's mom was holding, there's footage, if you go out there and look for it, of Junior's mom holding a phone while she's talking to the news. And on the phone, she's playing the video of the kid that supposedly looks like Junior and his homeboy banging out the girl, bruh. I can't believe that shit has been lost in the sauce, bruh. One of the individuals that's on this fucking, that's in this situation, homie at the top with the fro, not the colored fro, the black fro, right? That guy right there, his cousin, supposedly is the chick that got banged out and eventually got her shit loaded to social media. So I wonder how much truth there is to that. Did they maybe clown him? You know, did he feel some type of way? Maybe was he in the gang? And at that point he said, oh shit, fuck that. Because the crazy part is I still got the footage, bro. And that sucks that with this whole YouTube platform, you can't really play it, bro. I might get my channel taken down if I was to play that shit. But there's the video of the cousin, you know what I mean? And the cousin is getting banged out by her man's homeboy. And that's the cousin of the dude up there. And that's the narrative that it was, that Junior looked like the kid. And now it has it's Junior that looks like a gang member, and another gang member that they were looking for. They saw someone from a rival set. They decided to attack or something of that nature. Now, there's a little bit of information that's been going around that they've been saying that one of the guys in the car yelled something gang related of sort, and Junior responded and said something, and then realized he fucked up and took off running. Now, that one seems a little odd because I don't think Junior was like gang affiliated at all. You know, I think when they finally realized that he wasn't at all. Shout out to Al coming through, man. Salute to you, brother. What's up, X? Did you hear about the kid that was in handcuffs and got shot multiple times? This happened in Memphis. Racism needs to stop. It's sad. I'll tell you right now, we might have to do a whole separate joint from this. But I definitely want to talk about that as well. But I will give a little props where props is due. Ron Reviews is actually covering that information right now, because the little bit that I do know has come from me watching one of my fellow peers, Ron Reviews, doing some footage on that. But yeah, that sounds crazy too. You know what I mean? This case a little different, just a little different. Sosa comes back, gives up all the information to the police. You know what I mean? Ties everything in, and that's how they start looking. Eventually, they get Kevin Alvarez, I believe is the person that they get next. And Kevin Alvarez starts singing. Maybe he has a little bit more information than Sosa. I don't know how that really worked out. But these two individuals that were part of this entire crime, somehow, some way, have weaseled their way out of this. No offense to those guys. Actually, pats on the back. One guy is getting his charges dismissed. That was Sosa, the original guy that walked in. To his defense, he didn't have anything part to do with the crime up until the crime. He may be guilty of meeting up, plotting, all that type of shit, but he's not guilty of any stabbing or any of sorts, because technically he's not on camera stabbing anyone. He actually leaves the store before all this happens. So his charges are getting dismissed. All he really has to do is testify. Kelvin Alvarez is the light-skinned one that came in with him through the door. Now, I think he's only accused of pulling Junior out of the store. He's about to get time served. Bruh. Listen, it pains me. It pains me, man. You know what I'm saying? The way they did that boy, even, let me tell you something. Even if he was the boy, because I still believe the other story. I believe the story where, and I believe his name is Jose Munez. I keep referring to him as the kid with the fro. My apologies, Jose. I want to refer to you by name. Jose Munez. Bruh, let me have a quick second. You're never going to see this, you know? Maybe if I'm lucky one day down the line, someone will be like, yo, I was watching this YouTube video and they mentioned your name, bro. And he so happened to say this because that'll mean that it got through to you. I pray, bro, that you didn't just fucking kill the future of all these individuals that are involved simply because your cousin was a thotty. I pray, bro. And I say it with all due respect. I don't want to disrespect anyone. I don't even want to disrespect the girl. Like, I look at the girl and I'm just like, mama, I hope that vagina did not bring down all these young men. Now, were these guys part of a gang and probably doing all types of shit? Probably. You know, I can't defend them too much. But think about it. The power of the PUSSY. Imagine if all this is based on pussy. You know what I'm saying? We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys that are definitely doing major time. There's one that's missing from there that I'd have to do research because, again, like I said, this happened all on a Friday. Today, they got convicted. I believe that today they got convicted. So I was in myself like, damn, that's crazy that I didn't follow it like intensely, but I seen this shit through from the beginning. I remember how I felt. I remember where I was. I remember where I was standing. I remember being like, wow, that's crazy. Yo, dope story, peep. Jules, me and Jules, shout outs to Tony Sunshine from the Terror Squad. Me and Jules got into a back and forth with Tony Sunshine from Terror Squad. Well, he's not from Terror Squad no more, but Tony Sunshine. Salute to you, brother. Listen, Tony, if you ever see this, no offense, bro. Like, you know, we was just going back and forth. You just blocked us, Matt, prematurely, though. Yo, Tony Sunshine has me and Jules blocked, bro. We got into a conversation about this very topic. And it was like the very next day or some day after that. And shit, that boy blocked us quick, man. Salutes to him, though, man. Oh, man. It's a crazy story, man. Yo, Al, they killed the wrong kid. How insane is that, bro? You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, man. Let's see. Retro said, life experience will show you who's down to ride and who isn't. Yeah, man. Hold on. So let's entertain that for a second. Who's wrong in this? You know what I mean? Who's wrong in all of this? You know, is it wrong that Michael Sosa gave them up? You know, is that wrong? Is that, you know, that's considered snitching, obviously. You know, you committed well, hold on. He went with them over there. Did he know? I wonder if he knew the weapons that they were carrying. Because you can't just think a motherfucker carrying a machete to where you guys are about to go and think he's just going to, wave it around? If he's carrying a machete, then he's going to kill a motherfucker. Right? So who's wrong? Is it Sosa that's wrong? Shit, is it Munez that's wrong? You know, did Munez get all these motherfuckers in this tight of a jam because his fucking cousin was fucking giving away pussy? That's gotta be fucking insane, bruh. His cousin was just fucking giving snatch up. She trying to get fucked, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't even hate on her, bro. We can't hate on her. She trying to get some dick, bro. Her man said, yo, my boy wants to fucking sling you dick. And she probably was like, damn, I've been looking at him anyway. Hell yeah. In the video, she even covers her face while fucking homie's just beating. And her boyfriend is just recording. He's got his phone and shit. They in the back fucking. She was trying to get fucking fucked, bruh. There's nothing wrong with that. You know? She had a little case of the hot crotch. No big deal. Who doesn't? Was Jose in his feelings, bruh. In his fucking feelings. If you was that much in your feelings, bruh, you should have just went and shot him the fair one. You might have noticed that it wasn't the fucking kid. There we go, Retro. Beautiful. Fuck, man. Me and Retro be on the fucking same wavelength, man. I'm right about to talk and he puts it right out there for me. Right there, bro. Jose, you know, whoever is the OG of these individuals, you guys didn't confirm if it was the right guy. Is that not something that fucking, you know, again, no offense to any sort of gang. I'm lost. I've never been part of gang culture at all. It's just never been intriguing to me. How does this process work? Do you just got the soldiers out in the fucking streets and whatever they want to do is whatever they want to do? There's no structure to that. As an OG, shouldn't they have called and say, hey, we think we spotted so-and-so. You sure? If I'm an OG, I'm like, oh, are you sure? How are you sure? How close have you gotten to him? Did they make that call? Or did they, or was Jose in his fucking feelings that his fucking cousin got slayed? Shit's all over fucking Facebook. Bitch giving up pussy. Respectfully. And now you send your whole crew on a wild fucking goose chase. And on top of that, you're like the fucking crew that can't shoot straight. You get caught, bruh. Okay, listen. I would never sit up here and fucking brag about getting caught. That's one thing I'm not going to do. And that's where I'll agree to disagree with other people that do. You got caught, man. That's not something to brag about. You got the whole fucking crew caught, bro. Every one of these motherfuckers. Now, again, this is based on me assuming that all of this happened because of the cousin that got fucked. Again, that's sort of like the real point of this live stream. Like, I feel like that narrative got lost really quickly. They don't even talk about the girl no more. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a major factor. You know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong. They're all gang members and they should all be ready to assume responsibility for what they did. But I am a firm believer that out of all of them, Jose should get the worst. I'm sorry, Jose. You're about to do major numbers, bro. And, you know, again, like, do I wish that, you know, maybe I could have somehow, some way saved you, like, you know, got in your ear? Yeah, of course, but that's not the reality of life. I live in Florida, bro. You live in New York. We was never going to meet. There was no way. You were destined to be this guy, okay? You, of all people, should be punished way more than any of these guys. Okay, especially if it had to do with the fact that you was in your bag, bro. You was mad, and you led your homies out there. You know what I mean? Thinking that kid is the kid that just slayed dick to your fucking cousin, and you set the fucking dogs on Junior, bro. And it wasn't even the right kid, bro. Bro, this is like gang bloopers right here. You guys killed the wrong fucking kid, bro, and brought fucking heat on everybody. Everybody just fucking took a fall, bro. Sounds like something Jersey would do. Yo, Stash, don't do that, bro. For real? Shorty is still thotting, bro. And the thing is that, yo, I ain't even hating, bro. But listen, let me break some. Let me school some of you guys that are younger than me, bro. There's chicks out here that they operate like dudes, bro. They out here trying to fuck. They don't give a fuck about nothing else. They trying to get dick down. Just like dudes is running the street talking about fuck. I'm trying to fuck something tonight. There be chicks that talk like that. I'm trying to, bitch. If you come with me to the club, just know I'm getting drunk and I'm getting fucked tonight. In the bathroom, in the fucking, in the back alley, somewhere. I'm taking dick tonight. So if you're not down, stay your ass home. There's bitches that talk like that. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, how much fault does Shorty have, man? I honestly, if you ask me, I don't think Shorty has any fault. She was fucking, bro. How did she know that fucking was gonna turn into all this? I just came over here for some dick. That's what she said. I just came over here to get piped down. I didn't come over here thinking it was going to turn into some huge murder investigation and all this on social media. Again, social media took this shit over. I think social media played a huge part too. You know what I'm saying? What a crazy time to be alive. Imagine had we been fucking 20 years ago, 30 years ago. This might have been an unsolved case because, motherfuckers wouldn't have been recording. Now everybody recording. And again, like I say, man, fuck record, bro. If you can't help me, record. Because if they kill me out this motherfucker, I want to make sure that the person that kills me goes to jail. Fuck that. Oh, man. Crazy. Stash, she's still around there, man? She's still in her thought and ways? That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that's people, man. Yeah, it didn't have an effect on her. What is she supposed to do? Turn fucking choir girl now? Because, her pussy done got niggas killed? Got a motherfucker killed. All due respect to Junior. I'm just using motherfucker as a paraphrase, but all due respect. But it's got motherfuckers locked up. Bruh, they've got like over 100 years with these 5 guys. I think they're pushing, 25 to life? I'm not sure if they gave them, possibility of parole? I don't think they gave them parole. I think these guys are done. Stash, hoe gonna be a hoe, bro. This is why, bro, let me tell you something. I've always been terrified of having a daughter, bro. Listen, to my guys in here that have daughters, do not cringe, okay? I love you guys, but this is why I never wanted to have a daughter, bro. You just don't know. You could raise them perfectly fine, bro, and you just don't know. You just don't know what's going to happen, bro. They could turn that way, I'm sure every fucking hoe out there doesn't have a dad that's a fucking fuck up and never did nothing for her in his life. No, I'm sure that there's some fucking doctors and some, respectable position people out there that have daughters that are just running around fucking slinging vagina. In all this, Jose, was it your cousin that got everyone locked? And that's why call me crazy. This is the part about the law system that just bugs me out. You telling me you really needed fucking Sosa to fucking, give any information? Their faces were on camera. How did Sosa now get his charges dismissed, bro? He don't even got anything on his fucking record. That's fucking wild crazy to me. How fucking Alvarez is about to do time served. He's about to walk free. To these guys' defense, they weren't part of the stabbings. You know what I'm saying? So now, Jose, you led the wolves in the dark, bro, and you guys got burned. I think, honestly, Jose, should receive the worst of them all. You know what I'm saying? But to those young men that are now gone, bro, it's just like, fuck, Wouldn't want to be you. I'm glad I wasn't, man. I'm glad I'm here talking on YouTube. Shit, them motherfuckers is now in a cell. Think about what that thought process is. Fuck, judge just came down, done right there. Bang, life over. Although I don't feel too bad because you've already kind of had a little bit of work up to it. I feel bad when they first get arrested because when you first get arrested, I'm sure your attorney already knows that the footage is everywhere. So when you see yourself on the footage and you're like, you're done. You know it, bro. It's on the footage, bro. And again, this is what about the law system just baffles me. That someone like Alvarez, they needed to kind of put everything together. Someone like Sosa, they needed to. I don't understand how those dudes got deals like that. How do you give out that type of deal? How does his mother feel? His mother's gotta feel a certain type of way that these guys that were part of the situation are now walking away. Sosa, you know what? I could understand Sosa. You know, Sosa walked out before anything even happened. Alvarez, the question is, did you know if they had knives and machetes? If you knew that they had knives and machetes and they were coming down the block, you know that it's over, bro. You know that you're dragging that kid to his death. The only thing that I could give you to your defense is Jose told you it was the dude that was banging his fucking cousin, bro. And that's what you thought. You thought you looking at this little pretty kid and you thinking that he really is the one that banged, which he's not even at fault. He's a young man doing what young men do. He getting some pussy in these streets. You know what I'm saying? Not Junior, but the other kid. Yeah. So now where the fuck is the other kid? He got the fuck up out of Dodge, bruh. He got the fuck up out of Dodge. He ain't even part of the case. How they did not call him as some sort of, well, I guess he's not really part of the case. If you really look at it, like, you know, it wasn't like in court it came out about the sex shit. So technically that kind of leaves, you know, this is just a gang fuck up, you know. Again, you know, I don't want to shout out the trinitarios, but listen, with all due respect to the gang, bro, like, and with all due respect to all gangs, I think at this point you see a situation like this, if you're any gang and you need to have some sort of gang meeting and you need to say, hey, listen, you know, look at the heat that got brought on these individuals because of one motherfucker leading the pack of y'all astray. We're gonna have to form a new system. We need verification. We need upper echelons of us all to go out and verify. You know, if you can't wait for it to get confirmed, then it's not worth it. You know, in Junior's situation, they should have fucking went in there. Yo, owner, get on the floor. You get on the floor. Everyone get on the floor. Call the OG. OG, we got him here. Bring a picture. And I know this is not how gangs work, believe me. You could tell how unexperienced with gangs I am right there. Everybody's like, Zay, it don't work that way, man. It's on the spot, right? This is why I don't do the gang thing, bro. Imagine you anyone other than Jose in this situation. And in your mind, you thinking, I'm here because this motherfucker told me that this is the guy that was banging his fucking thing. Oh my God, Jose, man. Jose, and listen, you know what's the worst about this all? You know what's the fucking ultimate icing on the cake? Stash comes through and tells us that she's still thoughting. So it's like, bruh, you just led the whole clique to their fucking deathbed. And you did nothing. Nothing to stop the thoughtness from happening. Now you're in jail. Your cousin's still getting what she needs to get. You ain't gonna see a piece of pussy in who knows how long, if ever. You might get, I think your sentence determines if you get conjugal visits, right? Could you imagine? You know, it's okay to think about no pussy for a certain amount of time, you know, but in the free world, the pussy's still right there. It's everywhere. You know, the pussy's still around. You know, at any point in time, you know, you could make an advancement and work towards that pussy. In jail, it's not. You know, that's it. I'm about to live life with other men forever. Brian721 with shit. Organized crime are the most disorganized. That's a fucking fact. Now, we're basing this on the wrong person being killed, obviously. But Jose Muniz, to you, sir, did you really just lead the path astray because your cousin was getting fucking piled out? Is this really what just happened right now? R.I.P. to Junior. You killed the wrong guy. That don't... Shit's crazy, bro. Brian721, I agreed with you earlier on, but I don't know if you just came in. I'm gonna agree with you now. But how she thought, though, we can't expect her to be celibate, honestly. No, in all honesty. I honestly didn't say it was her fault at all. I don't think she has any fault in all this. You know what I'm saying? She was just trying to get dick down. She didn't know that this shit, come on, bro. She didn't know that this was what was going to come from her getting dick down. You know what I mean? That's just some kinky shit that was happening behind closed doors. Look, that's his mom talking back then. And look, you see the girl in the back in the black dress? She's pointing to the phone. And on the phone, they're playing the sex video. So at some point in time, his mom knew about this. Look, the girl in the back. That shit was on, I think that shit was on a Spanish network too. That's the crazy part. I think the Spanish network, let me see. Yeah, it's Telemundo. Yo, Telemundo played that on their fucking thing, bruh. On their fucking broadcast. And the mom is holding the phone, and she, at that point, she's telling the general public, yo, Seattle Steve, ain't that wild, bruh? Yo, she's holding the phone, and she's like, yo, my son got killed because they thought it was this kid. So at some point in time, the mom knew that. You know what I mean? And now, I feel like the narrative's been changed, bruh. That shit's fucking wild crazy. That shit's insane. To me, that shit's insane. Yeah, Telemundo don't give a fuck, bro. They put shit on there, bro. But again, they might have different regulations than fucking, like, say, the United States and shit. That shit's wild. But again, I don't want to drag it out too much, man. I appreciate all y'all for coming through. I had to do another live stream, but I'm going to keep it honest with you. Jules is trying to go somewhere real quick, so I'm going to fucking ride with her and just chill for a little bit. And I might be back, and we might talk about some more stuff, but definitely tomorrow. I ain't got shit to do tomorrow, so we rapping a taste tomorrow. But yo, see that right there? Yo, shit's wild, man. Shit's crazy, man. To end it all, the Sosa kid, I'll give him the pass. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he caught a Holy Ghost, and that's why he left the store. I still think that he should have spoke up and said that, it's the wrong kid. But the problem is that who is he supposed to speak up to? You got to remember, as he's leaving the store, Alvarez is already kind of pulling Junior outside. So even if Sosa would have went outside and took his phone out and called, let's be honest, bro. The call to whoever the OG is to tell the OG, yo, it's the wrong guy. And then for the OG to call one of these fucking goofballs and think that the phone's going to get picked up, they're already stabbing Junior by this. This just happened way too fast, bro. He caught the Holy Ghost, but he caught the Holy Ghost to the point where it didn't even matter, bro. The Holy Ghost only helped him. It only helped him and his involvement. It didn't help Junior at all. You know what I'm saying? He could have, now, don't get me wrong, he could have came outside. That's another piece of information that's been going around that I feel has been left out. But again, this is information that I get through other podcast sources. So again, I could be wrong for even listening to them. But some of the information that I've heard is that one of them said something about don't go inside the bodega. There's mad cameras in there. And they still did it anyway. You know what I'm saying? So I think the kids were just such an adrenaline rush that there was just no way of stopping them, bro. That's it. It was going to happen. Junior was going to get stabbed, bro. Now, a lot of people blame the store owner. And, I could see where people come from when they blame the store owner. But damn, I think it was said earlier in here, you've been taught to mind your business. Like, that don't got nothing to do with you. Fuck around, you try to help someone that's about to get stabbed, and then you get stabbed, and then you die. Like, life is precious, man. And although I didn't want to see Junior lose his, as a store owner, what the fuck are you supposed to do? You know what I'm saying? It's easy for us to sit here and critique him. It's why we didn't go through it. He's in that moment. You know how quickly all that happened? That whole thing happened in less than like 5-10 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's done. That's it. You can't do anything. Your life is changing immediately right here. And it just depends on, which part of the story you are. Which character are you in this story? In this story that goes down, are you the store owner? Are you Sosa? Are you Munez? Are you Junior? Are you fucking the thotty cousin? Still taking dick? Someone asked me, how do I know that? We're just throwing it around. The homie Stash came through and he said that Shorty is still thoughting out there. So, we entertained it. You know what I mean? But again, she doesn't have to stop, like, how did she know the fucking vagina was going to get her in this much trouble? I doubt that she knew. Needless to say, man, I appreciate all you guys for coming through, man. Salutes. Stash said, Poppy at the bodega, low key. If it was aquí, it might have been different. Yeah, man. Shit. It's a crazy situation to think of, man. And, I leave you with this thought process. And even to the people that are not directly involved with the live stream that come for the rebroadcast, if you're with me up until now, man, please leave a comment. Let us know. Like, what's your whole thought on this? Like, and I love long comments. Believe me, I read them all. Feel free to go in length. But I just think that it's a fucked up situation. I think that Jose Muniz is the one that's mainly to blame. Not only did you bring major heat onto your gang, which they probably didn't need, but you also fucking led the troops astray. But again, this is all based on the fact that the narrative has been changed. A lot of people don't know about that footage from the very beginning where his cousin was getting slayed. Where the guy that was friends with the guy that slayed the cousin looks like Junior, right? It's just a lot, man. It's a lot. But, it's crazy to fucking even think that all this happened. And again, I'm just, it sucks, man. And hopefully you guys don't think bad about me. But shit, I'm happy it happened to me, man. I'm happy I'm not headed to fucking prison for 25 to life. I'm happy I'm not fucking dead because they did that boy dirty, bro. They stabbed him the fuck up, bro. Oh, that shit was so gruesome. The last dude, I think that last dude that threw the shot in the neck, that dude's fucked. I think he's getting fucking more time than anybody else. It sucks because he it's not even his cousin, of all things. But that shot to the fucking neck, they're going to determine. I think they've already determined that that's what really killed Junior because he might have been able to survive a lot of them. And yo, that whole thing of fucking machetes, bro, like, fuck. DR is a whole nother breed, bro. DR's right up there with Brazil. If for the people that are not following, we definitely gotta, eventually touch on it. Supposedly a story came out today that DR is making fake alcohol, and that is what's killing everybody over there. DR, fuck. But shout out to all my Dominicanos, bro. I'm half to all my Puerto Ricans. Due to the contrary belief, I'm not Mexican like Jersey thinks I am. But it wasn't an apology, but I'm glad that Skinny maneuvered that boy correctly into how he was talking. He ain't really talking that fucking fuck Mexican shit no more. I wouldn't talk that shit either, bro. You let one of these Mexicans catch you out here, they gonna fucking light your ass up, boy. All right? They too be fucking rolling around with knives and machetes and shit. I ain't trying to fuck with nobody that got machete, bro. I'd rather you try to shoot at me and I'm ducking and weaving. A machete? Come on, bro. You putting your hands up. It don't matter how you put your hands up. Once that blade comes down, it's cutting you, bro. Deep. And those cuts got to be fucking crazy. Those are like heavy bleeding cuts. Miss me with all that shit. But salutes to everybody that came through, man. Shout out to my Dominicanos, man. Hopefully no offense thrown at, the Trinitarios, bro. You definitely gotta, whoever the leader is over there has gotta bring all the troops in. We gotta restructure this shit because they definitely got a lot of heat for no reason, for the wrong kid. That's gotta be horrible for them. Yo, Junior's mom, bro, holding it down. Salutes to her, bro. That's gotta be crazy to be going through all this. And the gentleman, like, salutes, boys. It's about to get crazy, but I'm sure eventually you guys will, get used to it all and make another life in there, and hopefully, put your head down, hit the books, but who's to say what's going to happen with a lot of these guys, man? They're going to be, I tell you this, by the time some of these guys get out of jail, your boy ain't going to be on this mic no more. That's the crazy part to think of. Your boy ain't going to be on this mic. Unless your boy on here fucking 80 years old, like, you too. We're back. Guess who just got out of jail? Jose Muniz. Or I'm definitely going to be fucking, I'll tell you one thing. I might be fucking pissing my pants by then. Although Jersey early on that one. Jersey early on that one. All right, man. I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. Listen, I appreciate everybody for coming through. Salutes to you guys. I appreciate all you guys. Before I get out of here, I want to give a huge shout out, love. I appreciate all these guys, my donators. This wouldn't occur with such comfortability if it wasn't for these guys, man, that keep the machine going, man. Shout out to Stash Bundles, his original comment. I ain't gonna lie, if it ain't fam or friends or an elderly person, I ain't getting involved. We were talking about the junior thing, and it's respectable, bro. Like, listen, if you can't get involved, at least record, you know? I don't think that that's considered snitching if you're at least a spectator recording. You know what I mean? Snitching, again, to me, over here, is you do a crime with your buddy, you guys get caught, you give up your buddy to get less time. That's snitching. But a bystander, record. You never know, man. What you record might help whoever it is that you're recording. Shout out to Al that came through. What up, X? Did you hear about the kid that was in handcuffs and got shot multiple times? This happened in Memphis. Racism needs to stop. It's sad. Al, listen, racism definitely needs to stop. Will it? I doubt it, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're still in the time where individuals, can hear me say, yo, what up, my nigga? And take that offensively. You know what I'm saying? Me, Hispanic. You're black and I'm Hispanic, and yet you find that offensively, but you know the term in which I'm using it in. It's not like I said it to directly offend you. Just that little situation tells me that racism will go nowhere. Okay? You know why? Because even if it was to make that adjustment and start moving in the right direction, there'll always be someone that uses it for their personal interest. Okay? I'm beefing with someone on YouTube. Ooh, let me paint the scenario that they're racist by saying this, that, and the third. Meanwhile, I've been saying this shit for fucking years. Never accused of racism. I've seen other Hispanics in their circumference. They're not being accused of it. You know what I'm saying? So as long as people can use it as an excuse, racism will never go away. Shout out to Kevin Leroy in the building. Just always coming through to support. Kev, love you, baby boy. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming through, dropping a donation, and, catching as much of the live stream that you can. Besides that, man, I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, man. I appreciate everybody for stopping by. Salutes to you guys. Everyone have a safe night. I should be on later. It'll probably be late, a really, really late live stream. So if you guys are up and you guys want to fuck with me, then we'll fuck around then. But until then, be safe out in these streets. That being said, I'm out, man. Everybody stay fresh, and I'll catch you on the next live stream. Peace.